How big is that, Stewie? Touk obviously going down last week to come over here and do that. How big is that for the group?
Yeah, well, I think it shows a bit of maturity. I think, given where we were a couple of weeks ago, and no panic. Certainly internally, no panic. Just keep sticking at it. We felt like our training's been really strong. We've made some adjustments, and then I think, that test there, that's a serious footy club who are clearly, they're playing a strong brand of footy that their win-loss certainly doesn't reflect the type of footy and how dangerous they are. We saw that the first 8 minutes of the last quarter. They were coming pretty hard, and I think our lessons learned over the last couple of weeks around, how can we arrest or get control back of the game, and our guys were able to do that. Number of different things. I thought, the coaching group upstairs, a couple of crucial things in that last quarter that we felt had an influence when we thought it was going south a little bit. But again, they're only moves. But if the players execute, then it becomes real. So credit to those guys, and they give me great support from up there. Obviously, been down on the ground, you got a good touch point with the players, and I thought their energy was good. They were always engaged in the game, and ultimately, it's good for good for the players to get reward for some effort and sing the song.
What were some of those moves that you did make in the last quarter to sort of stem the tide?
Yeah, well, clearly they got on top around stoppage. So, Stephen King sent the message down to get Lockie Weller up around the stoppage, and I thought he was influential in that last little bit. I'm not sure how many touches he had, but just filled a bit of a hole where they were coming through. So, it's not a secret that'll be on tape. And I think that, again, the guys found a way, and our backs were the 53 inside 50s against, but to hold them to 48 and fight to the line. I think that last play when Will Power come over and just a scrap, and I think that's when you start to you sort of get comfort, sort of watching the game, and at that point you're just a supporter. When there's 3-4 minutes to go, there's not a lot you can do, and your voice goes. But I don't think that's the influence comes from the playing group and their connectedness, and they made a commitment today to play our way, and thought we did.
You've alluded to it, but how much of that is on the back of what happened at Norwood Oval, Stu, when you coughed up that lead and it got tight and you didn't quite have the composure that you definitely had today?
Yeah, at the time, you're disappointed, you're hurt, you're frustrated and filthy, and you doubt things, but breath and work out what is it, what have we got control over, and get back to that. And I think we trained it really well and addressed it. Not overanalyse as well, because again, I think we've been in really good positions in games, and at times our execution has hurt us in front of goals, and not today. 11-5, really good finishing in front of goals, and I think I said sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole and overanalyse, but today I felt like we just took our chances. We can still get better. I feel like we can improve on what we put out today.
What's it do?
Elaborate on your comment at the start about you didn't panic internally, yourself, etc., etc. Like, people came for you. There was a lot of talk as well about you guys being ready to play finals, all those sorts of things. Can you take us back to that point and how you addressed it?
Well, I think we just stay consistent. Leaders of the footy club, key people, got to stay consistent. We've got to be lead from the front, be calm, have good self-awareness, and actually back in our people, and we're really confident in our people. And I think that's highlighted by what we see every day. So, we're not surprised. Are we a finished product? Clearly, no one is. The season's going to take a little bit to settle. It's so even. There's not an easy goal out there. I think the standard of footy is so high, but I guess the no panic is sticking to our process. We're confident in the way we play. We can make small adjustments week to week, and there's going to be challenges every week. So I feel like as we mentioned at the start of the year, we have, like every other team, aspirations to play finals, but ultimately we have to absolutely just keep our eyes low on each week. What's our process to get the job done, and try and get as close to that as possible. And I think, particularly the last 2 weeks, we've we've done that. And yeah, the Freo one, that stung, but you learn, and it's a harsh learning one, and you just got to suck it up.
You're obviously still very bullish about where you're heading.
I'm just confident in where we can get to and the style of footy we can play against all opposition. Clearly, there's other teams have had the same pre-season. They got the same amount of people out on the ground. So that's the challenge. It's mental, it's physical. So we're just trying to prepare our players as best we can for what is a long year. And projecting forward doesn't help you in a positive way, or it certainly can get people lost in their own thoughts and become insular and ride the highs and lows. We've got to stay really consistent and keep trying to put the output out there. And I guess that's our job, to educate the footy club around doing that.
You talk about the journey. How big is a win in Melbourne over a side that would have had, that still has realistic finals, with the list they've got, and the side they put out today, what you did and holding them off as well?
I think it can just build little bits of belief, and again, it's a reward for effort, our planning. Importantly, full credit to the players, their execution, because again, we can have all the plans in the world, but a lot of things today didn't go to plan because that Richmond Footy Club are outstanding the way they go about it. So nothing perfect there, but we stuck at it and didn't. Again, the players had better composure and were able to deal with the highs and lows. And I think if I cast my mind back a long, long time ago when I played, away games and away wins are really good for teams that travel. So it's great. Obviously, we've got a lot of players that would have a lot of family support here, and it's great to bring some joy to our supporters.
Do you feel like Ben's got the cobwebs out of his game now after 2 big games in a row?
Oh, he's going well, isn't he? His work rate's far superior to what it was 2 years ago, and I think he's got different elements to his game now, and he's marking it well, kicking well, creating contests, and even from a leadership sense, again, being down on the bench, you're privy to a different side of the game, and you actually understand how hard the game is being down. I think that's why I'm enjoying it at the moment, is you actually understand. You got a bit of empathy is not the word, but you understand how hard the game is to see at that speed, and Ben's playing it at a great level. His leadership's really strong, so proud of him. He's a worker, and he'll keep working.
That work rate change, what led to that, do you think?
Oh, it's just a experience thing, and I think through his rehab, Alex Rigby, our high performance manager, and Dave Bailey, and they worked really hard with him and just exposed him to different training and I guess a side of the physical areas you can get to on the back of rehab. So, and importantly, he embraced it, and it was, I guess, using that opportunity. The team's done it with Rowley at different times, and obviously Touk now will go through a little bit of that. But no, he's good. Again, I keep repeating myself, but it's reward for effort because he's been putting in the work. So, but again, we know AFL footy. Within 24 hours, you got to reload and look at what's next.
Noah Anderson just loves playing against Richmond, doesn't he?
Oh, he loves performing and doing the job for the team. He's such a mature lad, and we're lucky to have him at our footy club. I think his influence on not only the playing group but even the coaches, I think he's so impressive, and he just loves to win and influence outcomes of games, and there's not 1 inch that he thinks about himself. I think he brings others into the game, and constantly, there's a couple of times there when you can't get to other players on the ground. If Noah's near the bench, he can be going flat out past you, and I can yell something at him, and he just put his hand up, I got it, and he gets it done. I mean, you can't do that to too many 22-year-olds. So, again, we're lucky to have him.
What sort of example Nick Holman set, especially early, when it was very much in the balance and just it's 2 goals, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, well, Nick's a player that we know. He plays each game sort of on the edge because he's seen the other side of AFL footy where you get spat out, but he's such an important member of our team. He's a member of our leadership group, so again, I think he gets a lot of joy out of influencing others, but he likes to play a certain way, and when he's at his best, that's what he's doing, and hit the scoreboard as well, which is good. He's a really good set shot for goal, so to get a couple of opportunities and nail them, it's been good for him.
Did you get any injuries?
No, not that I know of. No, which is good. I think our VFL had a really good performance as well. So it was a good weekend for the footy club and really strong and professional outing, I guess, today. Thank you.
Cheers.